Everyone panic! Well, okay, so I think everyone has seen this already, but I was wanting to talk about it because that's what I do. Target is apparently cutting a bunch of shit. Let's take a look. Not an everything store. Target plans to cut the number of home products it sells in half in an attempt to achieve a less is more impact. That strategy extends to sporting goods, toys, and electronics, which will get more thoughtfully merchandised with a point of view, said Cassandra Jones, SVP of what Target calls Fun 101. For example, a new fan shop will feature hats, jerseys, and pro sports teams. Grouped with coordinating sports gear and water bottles. How exciting! Remind me of Dick's Sporting Goods elevated house sports stores. Oh, Dick's. Expect fewer laptops in store, Jones said, to make room for sticker displays of wearable tech and colorful tech accessories. Tech and tech accessories. What are we talking about here? Well, I mean, this probably was coming anyway. Let's face it. The world has moved to a, how shall we say, internet-based shopping experience. It's more convenient, you can wait a little while longer, and usually it's cheaper. And like it or not, people are going to go where the prices are cheaper. Convenience is a factor too, but a bigger factor is money, especially now. So this doesn't shock me in the slightest, because a joke I've made for the past decade is that Target, when they get something in, wait a week and it's going to be on clearance. Because literally, I can remember the anniversary Rattler and the anniversary Tiger Rat and the Conquest and the Python Conquest. Those literally went on sale a few weeks after they started appearing in Target. And those were Target exclusives. Toy hunters, correct me if I'm wrong, those Legend figures go on sale pretty damn fast. I mean, it's just a few weeks. So, you keep that in mind. I mean, eventually this was going to catch up to Target. This is a pattern I noticed in 2012. I mean, that long ago. And I was like, how is Target going to stay in business? Obviously, the thing is, toys were not their big seller. They were selling other stuff to get by. Like laptops, in other words, tech and colorful tech accessories. Now, everything's moving to the watches and the other things, and what I believe they're making room for with sticker displays of wearable tech and colorful tech accessories. What does this mean for toy collectors? Well, I would expect less Target exclusives. That would be good. However, I would also expect less variety at Target. That's where things get interesting. Now, I don't have a Target near me. It doesn't matter. I will say, though, from what I'm looking at Walmart, there's something similar going on. And I wouldn't be surprised if the same thing happens. Let's face some realities here. The toy market has totally shifted to adults. You can't deny that now. Companies are preying on that demographic. That demographic is getting bored. COVID was a big hit to that market. It brought everything up because everybody was bored. Everybody needed something to do, and somebody was like, and a lot of people just went, hey, I used to collect toys. Let me collect them again. And that was a boom for everybody. But, and this is a big but, eventually things kind of mellowed out. And they've been mellowing out, and a lot of people don't want to admit this. And I see channels that ballooned during COVID kind of floundering now. No, I grant you, there are some channels that ballooned during COVID and are still going. But there's a lot that aren't. And with that in mind, you got to think the market has shifted. Now, does that mean they're getting rid of toys? No, obviously not. They said half. But Target's not in the toy business. Target really took off due to technology. They were, next to Best Buy, one of the biggest tech stores to go to. I mean, I remember, times I needed to get a computer, I would go out of town, go to Best Buy and go to Target and see what deals I could get. That's not the case anymore, and a lot of people are just leaning on their phones anyway. So, computers themselves are really going out of style. It's like, mostly it's for PC gamers, people like me who refuse to let go, and businesses. I mean, that's it. That's where computers are right now. I know more people who don't have computers than anything else, and they all go with their phone. They don't need a computer. They got their phone. That's what they'll say. Of course, then they try to download something that they need, like their 1099 or their W-2, and they can't figure out how to fucking find their documents on their phone. They can't print it out, but that's a whole other story. Yeah, I had a rough day with my mom the other day about that one anyhow. A lot of people, myself included, really felt like this was happening. I have had to depend on online, primarily now Nerdzoic, for the past decade to get toys. I have to admit, I have just grown accustomed to it. It's what I do now. There's no hesitancy for me to do that. I very rarely find anything at all in the stores. There's notable exceptions, but it's few and far between. For me, for the most part, yeah, it's been online only. And even people I know who live in larger metropolitan areas who collect toys, they get a lot of online. A lot. You can't not. It's the only way to do things. Yeah, it's fun going to toy shows, getting stuff there. Yeah, that's a blast. But it's not a sustainable market. That's a long trip for some people. Those trips cost money. And the other one is, look around the liquidation stores. They're flooded. Ollie's still has Hodo, Rose, now they're getting OSHA. It's a lot. It's a lot of stuff. Ross is now taking over some of it. There's a lot going there. Star Wars especially. Star Wars is the big one. And Eternals, but Eternals are finally... Well, no, they're not thinning out. They're still there. I bet you money I could probably get that whole wave still. But I'm not going to do it because I hate that fucking movie and I hate the fucking figures that go with it. It's just fucking dumb. But we saw it happen with everything. Power Rangers, Indie, all of it went there. The first bits of Origins, when they overproduced it, went there too. In fact, where I bought a lot of my vehicles from. This toy thing is going to end. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but it will. And if you don't think it's going to end, you're a fool. I don't mean to be rude or mean about it. You're a fool if you think this is going to last forever. I have pointed out time and time again, a lot of people are leaning back towards vintage because it's a little saner. The prices stay relatively the same, unlike modern, in which prices are fluctuating. Prices are ridiculous. $27 for a Marvel Legend is outrageous. I mean, let's just face the facts on that. You get barely anything with them. If you're lucky, you get maybe a couple of hands and maybe an accessory. They try to make Joe seem worth a little bit more by adding a few more accessories. Until they add it up until it's a deluxe. And then that goes on sale. The only deluxe figures I've not seen go on clearance is Snow Job. Think about that. Think about how quickly classified figures are going on clearance. And they're all going to Target. Walmart is barely getting any of these. And that's a sign. Again, online's the source. It's been the source. It's going to stay the source. Because it's convenient and easy. A lot of people do BBTS because of pile of loot. Nerdzoic, I guarantee you, will see a jump in business due to the Nerd Stash. Guys, it's us. That's it. Kids are not interested in toys. Because they're not marketed to kids. That's why they're not interested in toys. You're not giving them new properties or things to worry about. Yeah. I mean, we can preach on this all day, but the reality is the adult market is it. Do we get kids coming in periodically? Yeah, sure. But they don't want all this old shit. That's our shit. They don't care about He-Man. They don't care about Skeletor and Spider-Man and wrestling. Wrestling, maybe. Well, that's starting to die out, too, because they screwed the pooch on wrestling. So that's some really bad business decisions going on over there. And they're losing their fandom left and right. WrestleMania might not sell tickets this year. So that's kind of a sign. If you're not selling tickets, you're also not selling merchandise. That's kind of how it goes. And, you know, let's face it, man. I mean, there's very little for kids to get into. You know, nothing. We'll make them watch a G.I. Joe cartoon. Well, give me a break. Kids don't care about the G.I. Joe cartoon. When we look back at it now, it's like, oh yeah, that was shit, wasn't it? Oh, that He-Man show sucked. Oh yeah, this was bad. That was terrible. And we're not going to get kids into our stuff, man. It's not going to happen. It's just not going to work. The He-Man movie is made for 50-year-old men. It really is. That can work. I mean, look at the Barbie movie. That was aimed at adult women. It worked. I still haven't watched that movie, but it worked. And I think it can work for male audiences too. But ultimately it's not something I didn't see coming. And it's not something I don't think is a big deal. I actually think this is a bigger sign of things going on at Target and at Walmart than anything else. Because you know what? Toys ain't the only thing in here. Sporting goods, electronics, home products. Home products! That's a broad category. And some of that stuff sounds like we need, versus we want. I fully expect to start seeing some slashes coming. We probably won't see as many Marvel Legends, G.I. Joes, and Transformers and all the other brands next year. That's my hunch. I've noticed a decline since the destructive year of 17... I can't even remember now. I'll put the graph up. I put it up every now and again just to kind of show you how this has gone. It's not unexpected, to be perfectly honest. And it's just going to mean you have less places to look. I'm pretty sure they're going to get rid of the collector section too. I see that really clogging up stuff. I mean, those NECAs that they sold for $25 last year, yeah, that told me something right there. But we will see. Anyway, I'm not panicking at this point. Well, I wouldn't panic if toys just stopped tomorrow. I mean, it would just be, oh well, there's other stuff to do. So, don't panic, and thanks for the fish. Catch you later, guys.